Sagittarius family, hello and welcome to your November 2024 tarot forecast. I'm Ms. Eden and Sag. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. This is going to be a general reading for Sagittarius sun, moon, and rising signs, or any other place that you have Sagittarius pretty heavy in your birth chart. All right, y'all? Don't sweat it, Sagittarius family, if you don't catch this video right after I release it. Know that there's a time and a space for you to receive this message. So whenever you feel that little tingle, that urge to sit down and watch or listen, that's the right time for you, okay? Please take what resonates and hits for you from these messages and leave the rest for others, since this is a general reading for the Sagittarius collective. You know, not everything may fit and hit exactly for you individually, all right? So take what does provide meaning and wisdom and guidance, and then leave the rest for others, all right, y'all? Know, Sagittarius family, that the best way, if you've been enjoying my readings, if you want to support my work, the easiest way, the best way, the cheapest way, because it's free, that you can support me is to interact with my posts. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, throw some comments my way, and let me know how these readings hit and resonate for you, because I love hearing from the family, love hearing what's going on in your life, and love how these readings speak to you. All right, it really does help, so I'm not just shooting in the dark to the internet world and, you know, not getting anything back, knowing that, hey, are these readings hitting for some of y'all? Helps to hear. All right, fam? To all the longtime fam rocking with me, all the longtime Sagittarius crew, welcome back. And I know that we have some new subscribers, so welcome to all the new Sagittarius family. I'm so happy that all of y'all are here, sending y'all so much love, and thank y'all for all your likes, all your subscriptions and comments so far, because I went into asking, I did not take a moment to say some grateful words to y'all for thanking you for all the comments. I really do appreciate and love hearing from y'all. It makes my heart feel very big. So thank y'all, sending y'all so much love. All right. One last plug, and that is, if you like what you see here, y'all, head on over to my Instagram. That is the one other social media platform I mess with, and you can find that link in my bio. All right, beautiful Sagittarius. Let's get into it. We're going to do some different stuff this month, because I'd like to try and bring in some more intuitive, psychic elements as I'm kind of training these abilities up again. And really, these are abilities that any and all of us have inherently within us. So it's just about strengthening that muscle, right? Strengthening and getting some practice into a muscle that maybe hasn't been worked in a little while. So we're going to try some new stuff, all right? That's what you might notice during this reading. We're going to start, just because I want to make sure I'm covering everything and not just rushing ahead, Sag. Let's start with the astrology notes for November coming into the month. The first half of November, the themes are going to be going deep within to transform your ego self, finding those blocks that exist inside so that we can work through and release those blocks and create space for the new. And that new is not going to be driven by the very limited perspective of the ego self. You are going to go into this work with the maybe it's not even an intention that you're holding or not, but it's going to connect you, working through these issues. Don't even want to say issues, that's the wrong word, but working through these blocks that the ego can lay in front of us. And many of these blocks can be ingrained over long periods of time, over lifetimes even. This is the moment to transform and alchemize those blocks, that stuck energy, into newness, into movement, right? So the second half of November is going to be where the movement begins. And that's not to say, y'all, that the movement isn't going to be there the first half of November, because we are in a very, very strong and fast moving energetic period. All right, sorry, I had a little fluff on me. So the energy has been picking up. We've been seeing that throughout the month of October. It's only going to continue to pick up, and especially the second half of November. We're going to see a shifting of power structures. This is the moment where we see that shift from Pluto and Capricorn, power, control, top-down power, all about kind of power with money, power with control, power with, like financial resources and physical, tangible resources. That kind of limited, ego-driven control structures are now breaking away into a Pluto in Aquarius energy. So we'll get into that in a minute. All right, all you got to know is that the pace is picking up, and we're going to have a lot of opportunity to dive deep this month. I think whether we want to or not, y'all. So the first of the month, we have a new moon in Scorpio, a great chance to start new processes, new beginnings, step foot on a new path with transformation. Scorpio energy. Let's alchemize those secrets that we've kept hidden and pushed down, that ego self, right? And transmute it into inspiration, into pure fire, pure love-driven energy, right? It's very, very powerful. So the first of the month, we have that new moon. What kind of intentions and seeds would you like to plant with working through these internal blocks, like I've been saying, that are sure to be coming up around this new moon on the 1st? Then the 2nd of November, and I'm sorry if I say October, I do mean November. Pardon me if I, just ahead of time, if I continue to say that or if I've said it already. But the 2nd of November, Mercury moves into Sagittarius, a fire sign. So Mercury is all about our thoughts, our ideas, our creativity, technology, our travel, innovation, how we get information, right? Especially maybe even like secret information, hermetically sealed information, right? Because Mercury is connected with Hermes, the messenger god. Think about that caduceus, right? Or the seal of medicine, also connected to the medical field. So Sagittarius is a very fiery, creative, inspired energy. All right. Sagittarius is not bogged down by the heaviness of the 3D material world around us. It is living life up in the is it ethosphere? I don't even know, but like up in the clouds a little bit more, right? Like harnessing that fire of the sun to create and inspire. Absolutely. So then on the 3rd of November, we have Mars, the war planet, planet of aggression, also a planet of creativity, planet of ego as well, because it oversees Mars, the first sign, the first house, the house of the self, the ego. All right, moves into Leo. That is going to be a spicy time with fiery, combustible Mars in another fire sign of Leo, all about the self, the ego, big sunshine energy, like look at me, right? So that's going to be a big time where we're going to see, I think, a lot of spiciness on the world stage and collectively and individually, with that Mars moving into Leo, because that same day we have Mars conjunct Pluto, the planet of secrets, of power, of transformation. Mars, again, aggression, fast-moving energy, warlike energy, and we also that same day have the moon trining Mars. So it's going to give us that like extra oomph to dive deep, right? Wow. I mean, the 3rd is going to be, in those days surrounding November 3rd are going to be pretty powerful, right on the back of that new moon. On November 11th, Venus moves into Capricorn. A very, I would say Venus in Capricorn is very much like a comfortable, compatible sign. Capricorn is an earth sign, so loves those Venusian physical pleasures, right? All like, what do we love? What kind of luxury do we want to bring into our lives around us that stem from nature, the material world, but it's beyond just like buying yourself stuff. This is like what in the natural world can we just fall in love with, and also bring some discipline to ourselves with that Capricornian energy, right? So it's not all just fun loving, it's a little bit of like disciplining that Venusian energy. Then on the 15th of November, Saturn moves or stations direct in this final degree of Pisces. That's what we call the anaretic degree, when it's the last degree of a sign before the planet moves into the next sign on the zodiac wheel. So Saturn will be moving into Aries. Okay, not in November, but moving like in the future. Okay, so it's at this in November where it's finally stationing out of retrograde. It's been in retrograde for a while. Saturn is the taskmaster, the disciplinarian, makes us learn the hard lessons the hard way, right? But it really wants us to get very disciplined about our spiritual sides, our spiritual development, and that connection to the higher self. Again, releasing the ego with that anaretic degree. It's like a full moon energy, culminations wrapping up when we have that anaretic degree of a sign in a planetary transit. The 15th is also our full moon in Taurus. So wrap-ups, culminations, finishing old cycles to start on a new cycle, bringing all that wisdom with us. So Taurus is all about like earth sign, right? Again, our resources, our tangible pleasures, that Venusian energy, because Taurus is overseen by Venus. But this can also relate to our finances, because Taurus connects to the financial system, the agricultural system. So we could be seeing things changing and wrapping up, or coming to light at this full moon with finances or agricultural systems around the world. On the 21st of the month, I skipped, pardon me. The 19th is a big doozy of a day. I mean, a lot of these are a big doozy of a day. This is why we're taking a moment to go over this, beautiful Sag. But on the 19th of the month, Pluto moves into Aquarius. If you've been catching my other videos, my other monthly forecasts, my astrology updates, I've been talking about this Pluto in Capricorn for a hot minute, because Pluto stays in Capricorn. Pluto stays in a sign for a long time. It has been in Capricorn since 2008. Think what was happening on the world scale in 2008. Pluto, power, secrets, control, right? Power dynamics. Capricorn, top-down power structures having to do with our material resources and control of that. So we're talking about governmental systems. We are moving out of that top-down power energy and into now on the 19th of November, finally, Pluto in Aquarius. This is power to the people. A complete shift, a complete paradigm shift is upon us. And I want to come out with a more detailed video about these bigger shifts, energetic shifts that we're going through collectively as humanity. Because I think that it's the first drop in the bucket is like this, I won't even say the first, but a drop in the bucket is like this Pluto in Aquarius movement. And there's a lot more that's happening on these other larger time scales and in the universe that are also like indicating a new cycle, an entirely new paradigm. A new cycle is happening for the planet Earth, for us, humanity collectively. So I'll try and get with that longer video later. All right, y'all. On the 21st of the month, beautiful Sagittarius, your birthday season begins, all right? And then right on the tails of your birthday season starting, Mercury goes into retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. All right, so brace yourselves. Just prepare that we might have some hiccups, some bumps, some delays when it comes to travel, technology, communications. Proofread and edit your work. Double check everything before you click send, right? This is going to be an opportunity with this retrograde cycle to slow down in all of this fast moving energy and receive more inspiration and energy and insight for these new creations that we want to bring into the physical world, right? Sagittarius, fire, creative energy, right? Let's manifest that. So yeah, that is November astrology, big month, big month, big paradigm shifts with that Pluto into Aquarius, a lot of fire energy, a lot of air energy, right? A lot of culminations and wrap-ups. So how are y'all, Sagittarius family, feeling that in your own lives? I definitely want to hear from y'all and like hear how is these big shifts affecting you, right? Give me some deets. We're going to start your reading with I'm going to use a new deck this month, okay? One that I felt like I've had to build up to, right? I had to get a little bit of practice before I can touch on this one. But this, we're starting off, here's my Sagittarius, with the Knight of Wands. This deck is a little bit different from the traditional Rider-Waite deck. So this is, it says Prince of Wands. This is the equivalent of the Knight of Wands, okay, in the traditional Rider-Waite. All right, so you're coming in with a lot of fiery energy. Again, like, as we start, well, let me talk about this card and then I need to back up a second, okay? So here you are, Sagittarius, coming into the month, fiery Sagittarius. There you are in your chariot, boo. Yes. All right, lots of energy, lots of movement, lots of travel possibilities, inspiration from maybe even afar. Maybe even some pulling of like ancient mysteries. Because in this card, also from the Rider-Waite deck, I think about the pyramids that are in the background here. But this is all about a fast, fiery energy that's starting to come up and happen for my Sagittarius this month. I mean, no duh, the pace is picking up. So what I was going to say on the back, what I really wanted to say before I got into our tarot reading, is I wanted to talk about the intuitive stuff I picked up for my Sagittarius this month. So when I took a minute to like do some meditation before doing your tarot spread and pulling your cards, I wanted to check in and see what spirit could let me know and communicate with me about for the month of November, what's important for my Sagittarius family to know. And I had a couple of images, some images come up to me as I tapped in. All right, so the first image was of like a piano keyboard and the black and white keys. And it wasn't focused on the musical aspect, but what I was picking up from that black and white keyboard was duality. The black and white keys, the whole notes, the sharps, the flats, right? How they're kind of opposites, but yet they complement each other. And when played together in certain like coordinated compositions, right, in certain patterns, it creates the most beautiful of sounds, the most entrancing of creations. Piano music, I just absolutely love the piano. I think my favorite instrument. So that was our first image for Sagittarius, is that thinking about duality and how opposites may not always be something to fight against, right? They can enhance almost what you're creating, what you want to bring about. The second image I had come to mind was showed me like a person. I could not see the head, so I don't know if it was male, female, whatever, but I saw a hand kind of with a tennis ball and a dog. Someone was playing with a dog in a field of, grass up to the knee maybe, and it was a beautiful, windy, clear, sunny day, breezy, not windy. And you were one was throwing the ball and the dog was playing catch and fetch with you. So this emphasized for me, maybe for some of my Sagittarius this month, the emphasis of our animal family members, our guides, our connections with our animal spirit guides and animal family, frankly, just to be repetitive. For others, this is all about like fidelity, right? With the dog, like faithful, like I'm always going to be true to you, right? And also a touch of playfulness. I got that, like the need to play, to let loose a little bit and just have fun and like enjoy the elements, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the wind blowing, enjoy the sound of the grasses blowing in the wind. The sight of, leaves tumbling across the landscape, or grasshoppers or crickets hopping from grass, grass piece to grass piece. I can't remember what it's called, the long strings of grass right now. So, yes, those were some of the images. I think it's going to be important this month for my my Sagittarius to recognize the strength and the I don't want to say like empowerment, but it can really bring whatever you're working on to the next level, to embrace duality. Not look at it as a block, but embrace that which is opposite or different from you and see how that can really blend together to create beautiful, beautiful music. And I think a way through to do that is through play, through having fun, a lightness of heart for you. Okay, beautiful Sag. So there you are, fiery, creative, energetic. You might be traveling, going on some trips this month. Certainly we're starting here in the US of A. The holiday season starts this month. So many of us might be traveling some point in November, right? But the energy that's crossing you is this Knight of Swords energy. So a lot of mental activity, a lot of seeking the truth seeking might be kind of pushing some of these travels, some of this fiery energy for you, because this is the energy surrounding you this month. But be careful that, again, you pace yourself and you don't just plow forward, especially remember all that Mars energy we talked about early mid-month. Like, don't just plow forward thinking you already know and you head straight into a wall, right? Run smack straight into a wall because you think you know better and you're not paying attention to what's right in front of you. You know, be thoughtful in your movements this month. Be calculated, truth-seeking, truth-oriented. You will know which direction to go, Sagittarius, through giving yourself an extra moment to receive more insights, especially from spirit. Okay, when that mind gets going a little too fast, a little too heavy, slow it down. You'll get there. You'll find the answer you need, but just don't rush it, okay? It's going to come either way, and so you might as well want to make it where it's going to be good for you. At the base of your reading this month is the Six of Swords. So a lot of emphasis, again, on that, like your mind, your thoughts, your seeking a truth, but also trying to move away from a situation. You're leaving an old situation behind. Maybe you've learned new information and insight that's, again, like upgraded. You know, we learn new facts. We upgrade the way that we believe and think about things when we learn new facts and information. Yeah. So that's kind of what's at the base for you, is like a learning month. So again, don't be so quick to plow ahead when you think you know everything, when there might still be some stuff to learn. Especially once Mercury goes retrograde at the end of the month. Coming in from the past, we have the Six of Wands. So again, another six. Y'all might be seeing repeating sixes around you this month. But this is all about victory, that you've used your energy in the right and proper ways. So again, get out of your head because you've been harnessing it the right way. And you have been using that energy to bring you complete and utter victory, where you're being seen for the hard work that you've put in. And you're not like, you're almost there at like a resting spot, but you've already got some acclaim, some victory, but you still might have a couple things that you're working on to wrap up something, to wrap up maybe like, you know, like a quarterly report or, you know, a portion, like a deadline that you might have to meet. I'm not talking about like wrap up something completely final. It just be like a small step in the bigger process. So you're definitely getting that acclaim, that victory, that success. You've had some of that coming into November. You've had that happening for a lot of my Sagittarius. Just might be feeling really good. Like you've had a lot of wins. And so that's lifted your energetic spirits. And that's beautiful, Sagittarius. Love that. Ride that beautiful wave and energy. But then there's this duality. There's this worry and concern that you're going to be left out in the cold with this Five of Pentacles. That you're not going to have the resources. There's going to be no one there to support you. But there's always help available. Okay? It may not always come in the shape or form that you expect it to come in, but there's always help available. So this month, something might be coming up for you that makes you feel a little bit like left out in the cold. Like you got maybe nowhere to go, no one to turn to, no one to lean on. Okay? But you got to remember, you don't get caught in the fear of that. This is crowning your reading this month, my beautiful Sag. Don't get caught in the worry and fear and then let that vibration carry it forward. You have to, again, remind yourself the victories you have had and remind yourself of how that has made you feel and lead you forward. Because it's all ebbs and flows. Okay, so nothing's ever permanent. Especially the bad times, right? Even though they may feel longer or something, they're never, it's always change is the only constant. And here's why you shouldn't be fucking worried about that Five of Pentacles, because we got the Emperor coming up next in your future this month, like late month. You are going to be in control of your kingdom. You have created a beautiful, beautiful reality for yourself. Sagittarius, don't let the worry bring you and darken that paradise, that Garden of Eden, right? That you've worked so hard to create. This is about knowing your responsibilities and seeing to them, being totally in charge. All right? So again, leaning like past is victory And there's the result, the Emperor right there for you. Beautiful, beautiful, Sag. And then this is like here and now, you're not Queen of Pentacles, I'm sorry, Queen of Swords. So you're not interested in any bullshit, any emotional involvement into the situation. Now that you're like the king of your, or queen of your kingdom or queendom, all right? You're not interested in any distractions or BS from anyone else anymore. You're only focused on the truth. Your head is above the emotional clouds, right? Where you are seeing things clearly, truth-oriented, and you're in a space where like people, if someone's coming at you without pure intentions or trying to lie to you, they should be wary because you're on your shit. You see things very clearly. You're not focused on the distractions or the bullshit that might try and pull at you and pull you away from the main focus of whatever discussion or situation that you're having to deal with. This is about clarity. The pen is mightier than the sword. The word is mightier than the weapon in this card. So you know how to use your words to get the truth of a matter ultimately. So again, don't worry. Don't worry about that. Everything's going to be fine with your resources. You got to trust in your own abilities. All right. And here we have this 10 of Swords energy coming up. So like some people, this can go a couple ways because some people might be causing you this kind of strife, backstabbing, really hitting you hard this month. There might be some foul play at hand that's causing some of my Sagittarius a really troubled mental time, because swords are all about your mental state. Okay, like you're in just complete ruin, but there is light at the end of in the distance. Okay, it didn't take you out completely. Whatever the situation is, it didn't take you out completely. Conversely, for some of my Sagittarius where that's not applicable, this could be about an actual person who is experiencing what I just described, but someone else is experiencing it. This kind of mental ruin. It's because you are, again, sharp. You're on it. So that's what I'm feeling more. For a lot of my Sag, this Queen of Swords energy, whoever's trying to come up against you is going to experience ruin. Because they're not operating with a truth-oriented mindset. They're not trying to just speak clearly, truthfully. They're trying to weasel their way through. So for a lot of my Sag, I think that this is the other person is like you win, basically. You win the verbal war, so to speak, or debate, let's say, debate. And again, there's this worry though for you, because here you have the Three of Swords, sorrow, heartbreak. Maybe the person who you had to get really tough with, that you experienced this ruin with, is someone close to you. Someone that that it really was pretty much a big shock for some of my Sag to have that kind of betrayal, that kind of it's like a betrayal, a defeat, a downfall, right? So this is all about though our expectations of the situation. What were our expectations? And obviously they weren't met, but that's the danger in expectations, right, Sag? Is that we got to be mindful of what we expect, because time and time again, hasn't life kind of let us know that it's going to provide for us in a box that we least expect. It's going to give us exactly what we asked for, but in a way we least expected it. So to be really careful about expectations, because life doesn't always happen the way we want it. In fact, most of the time it doesn't. All right. So that's in your hopes and fears. Like you're having some heartbreak this month from some of the hard, again, the Emperor has to make the hard calls to maintain the kingdom, for the betterment of the whole kingdom. They can't be mushy-gushy looking out for, like trying to lean into everyone's problems and everyone's emotional turmoil and lies and deceit. And like, no, that's not, They got to this place because they were able to rise above all that. And that's where you are this month, is like tests for you to see, have you risen above all of that? And here you go. Completion, four, right? Yes, Four of Wands. So your home is going to be very important for you this month. Just want to make sure I read that right. Home, family, those places that you feel safe, restored, and nurtured in, that's where you're going to find the restoration and the power to navigate through the trials that the universe is going to throw at you. Because I think a lot of my Sag, like a lot of us, we're asking for new stuff. And we expect it to be one way. And the universe is like, all right, you're asking for it. I'm going to give it to you in the package least expected. And we're going to see, one, can you recognize the package? And two, are you still going to go down the same old merry-go-round path that you've always gone down before? Or have you learned your lesson? And are you going to respond to this situation, this similar situation that you've had pop up for you time and time again in a new way? Are you going to show the growth? So that's what I'm feeling from your reading this month, is it's really some tests are coming up to see, like, are you ready to grow, Sagittarius? So your home, again, your home, wherever, that doesn't have to be a physical home, but wherever your energy feels most restored and nurtured is going to be a place for you this month. And for us wrapping up, I do want to pull an Ascended Master card. I've wanted to start bringing in some of the other Oracle decks for my readings, and I've gotten pulled to, I've gotten pulled for my Ascended Masters deck for my Sagittarius family this month, and you had a few cards pull out. So the first Ascended Master to work with this month is Ganesh. Yes, to your question. Call on Ganesh. Okay, work with that energy. Ganesh can fulfill anything that you bring there, like of the request. You know, it's an automatic yes. Okay, but you gotta, again, it's not just can I ask for this and then yes, you can get it. It's also like with yes, you can have it as long as you've put the work in. Have you shown that you've earned that? You also have Apollo. Focus upon your strengths. Yes. And you might find some new strengths this month that you never even thought you had with that duality, right? That piano image. You also have Merlin that you can call on for energy healing this month. Wow, a lot of light working energies, a lot of sun energy, okay? And I believe it's Enos is the correct pronunciation, twin flame energy for my Sag this month. So some of y'all might be meeting some new folks, or again, like the collaborations that you're having, right, might be with people that you're very much connected and aligned with energetically on the same kind of a same frequency. All right, beautiful Sag. So let me know in the comments how that reading hit for you. I hope that you have a beautiful November leading into your birthday season, Sagittarius. And come back at the end of the month and let me know if you like. What I love doing is rewatching a forecast or rereading a monthly forecast at the end of the month once stuff has happened, and then seeing how some of that hit. So definitely let me know in the comments, how did some of these hit and what are you having play out in your life? Of course, if you're willing and able to share. All right, my loves, sending you so much love, light, and healing for November. Bye, y'all.